Wait a minute. Are you joking? Striking workers should get unemployment? Well, here's an interesting question, or maybe an infuriating subject. You pick. Should workers who voluntarily engage in strikes reap the benefits of state unemployment insurance? Well, several logically challenged yahoos in California seem to think that that's just a wonderful idea. And this is just another slippery slope, setting California up for even more hardship at a time when they can scarcely afford it. What's worse is this sets them up to follow right in the line of other failing states' policies like New York and New Jersey. This particular story is going to get spicy, but hey, here we go. From a logical standpoint, the strike action is a voluntary one, and this current situation is anything but harmonious. A strike action seeks to create great hardship on the employer, while at the same time reflect the sacrifice of the strike participants. This is an exchange of suffering that is set to drive both parties back to the negotiation table. If there is no hardship on the employee, then it's just a pure Marxist movement like many people have always feared labor unions to be, and I would be one of those. But Lorena Gonzalez, the California Labor Federation chief, either doesn't see it that way or doesn't understand capitalism at all. She wants strike participants to enjoy unemployment benefits at everybody else's expense. In fact, she sponsored a bill previously that was trying to force this particular issue. In contrast, the consistent flow of reason, her bill would align with the striking members of the Writers Guild and SAG-AFTRA in New York and New Jersey, because they find themselves eligible for unemployment insurance benefits. This so-called safety net, which inherently contradicts the concept of a strike, enables those strikers to receive up to $504 and $830 per week, respectively, over an entire 26-week period. That's half a year, if you want to do the math. Meanwhile, in California, this concept is regarded with raised eyebrows, as it should be, because it diverges from the fundamental purpose of unemployment insurance in the first place. All other rational states, which is the majority of them, of course, almost all of them, as a matter of fact, have delivered a decisive verdict on this particular matter. It's patently absurd. The crux of their argument lies in the voluntary nature of the strikes, the notion of using public funds to support individuals who are willingly abandoning their jobs. Well, that runs counter to the very essence of unemployment insurance, which is designed to aid those who are involuntarily without work. Now, striking a defiant note, of course, this Gonzalez lady recalls introducing a bill in 2019 during her time in the California Assembly. I'm glad she's not there. This bill sought to realign unemployment insurance against its true purpose by including strikers in its coverage. And while that proposal fell completely on its face, it abandons economic principles and common sense, so it obviously met its demise in the Senate by a mere 2 votes. That was really close to institutionalizing Marxism, something they should be very worried about. And as the legislative wheels churn once more, Gonzalez has resurfaced the matter. Great. And of course, she's stressing that this is the time to align policy with anti-business Marxism. She, of course, disregards the fact that unemployment insurance is a pact between employers and employees meant to assist those grappling with a job loss that is beyond their control. So, to divert these funds to workers who are essentially choosing to be without employment seems not only paradoxical, but an affront to the principles of fiscal responsibility. Not that most Marxists even understand that. Gonzalez's sentiment finds a little bit of resonance here and there, even amid some opposition, although I can't imagine many of them, jumping on board. While most argue for the continuation of such sound financial practices, Gonzalez's position remains steadfast. It is inherently logical in her twisted mind for taxpayers and employers to shoulder the financial responsibility of striking workers. Now, it is inherently logical in her twisted mind for taxpayers and employers to shoulder the financial responsibility of striking workers. And at the risk of repeating myself, I'll say it again in a different way. The very concept of a strike entails a conscious decision to embrace financial uncertainty, making the notion of extending unemployment insurance all the more irrational. You literally could receive those 26 weeks of pay for striking on your employer, putting no onus on you to return to the bargaining table and setting that all firmly on their shoulders. That's absolutely ludicrous. Again, at the risk of repeating myself, the process of allocating unemployment insurance was never designed to accommodate those who voluntarily, I'm going to keep using that word, voluntarily opt out of employment. As this discussion unfolds, the true spirit of this safety net becomes evident: the protection of those who find themselves without work due to unforeseen circumstances. And in this light, Gonzalez's endeavor to ignore and destroy the mechanism and means for people involuntarily in need should be a clarion call for the current sustained sanity in the, existing policy. Terrifyingly, as California legislators are beginning to reconvene, the question remains: will reason and pragmatism prevail, or will the illogical overcome and devalue, overtax, and destroy the existing functioning system? This is going to be a short one today. In fact, we're wrapping it up, but I think it's a good one. So please leave your thoughts and comments down below in that section, and let's talk about this, because it's quite possible I've arrived at the wrong conclusion, although I don't think so. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya.